Welcome to ITBS Media. Today I want to show you how to create a new file in Python, how to write into the file, how to read from the file, how to append a new content into the file. These are some of the things we'll quickly look at in this video. And if you have not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, and also press the bell button so that you'll be notified when we release new video. And if you like this content, please do press the like button. Thank you. All right, let's roll. So to open to create a new file in Python, what you do is F, that's talking about file, open, then have your double quotation, open, then the name of the file. So I'm going to call this one tube file. Let's call it tube file. Then close. Oh, dots. What format do you want? In most cases, it's txt. Okay, so you have it like that. Then comma. Oh, sorry, we have not closed that. Then comma, space. Open your double quotation. Then put to tell Python you want to create a new file, and with that the file is created. Let's close this file. So you have f dot close, then parenthesis open and parenthesis close. So you have closed the new file you have just created. Okay, the next thing we want to do is, let me move it this way. Okay, we want to write into the file. Write into the file. So what you do is f equal open, then the name of the file is very important. You have to put the name of the file. That tells Python the file you want to work on. Okay. But instead of X, you are not creating the file again. You are writing into the file this time around. So you use W. W stands for write. Now it has opened for you to write into the file. And now let's write content into the file. So f the write, then you open your double quotation and the content you want. Let's say this is my new channel. That's what we want to write into the file, and close it. Okay, so we have written that. Let's write another thing into the file again. So instead of this is my channel, let's now say the name of my channel is my channel of my new channel is ITBS Media. Okay, so let's write. So we have written 2 lines, but one thing you're going to see is that when we read this file, these 2 contents we have written into the file will be on the same line. It will be a continuation, but we want to have them in separate lines. We're going to look at how we can have them in separate lines, but let's first close this and let's read. Let's open it for a read. So if you want to open a file for read, you want to open the file, open a file to read. So what you do is equal, it's just like write. The only difference will be your W will be replaced. Okay, I need to clean this off, otherwise it will throw error. Okay, now we have it. So we change this to R. Now we're telling Python that we want to read this specific file, and it's open for us to read now. So we'll write print f.read. So once you put print f.read, then you open this and close your parentheses. Okay, this is exactly what I was our first line here. This is my new channel, and you see this is my new channel, but you see that the second line, the name of my new channel is ITBS Media. Continue immediately after this one. That's how Python will write it in the file for you. But if you don't want that, now let's see how to write. In the next line. So let's close the file. Okay, another thing that before we go into that, if you write another thing on it, if you use write again on it, it's going to overwrite what you have in the content before. So don't use write. If you already have a content in your file and you want to write another content, you want to add to the content of your file, you use append. Before we go into writing to next line, so what we're going to do now is I'll close the file, f.close, then I will open it for append. So this time around we'll open it for append. Let's copy this. Okay, so instead of R, remember we use W when we want to write, R when we want to read, A is when we want to append. Append means you want to add, you want to continue to add to the content of the file. So it's ready for us to write into it now. So what we do is we pick, I will leave the content we have in there before, then we will do another thing. So let me just copy this and we change the content. Okay, so now I want to append a new content to our file. That will be the next line. So If I still do that, it will still continue with the same line. So let me first do that. Let me first demonstrate that. Okay, so this time around, I'm going to use the same content, but we now put it in different lines. Append will only make sure that you do not overwrite what is in the file before. So now to move our content to the next line, what I do is you use a backslash and n, and once you do that, you're telling Python that after this line, anything you write, the cursor should go to the next line. So let's write another one. I want to append to, let me say this, append to the next line. That's what we do. Now this time around, okay, let's close the file now. We have appended new lines, and the new lines, we appended the first line. We did not specify that that Python should write it in another line, and the third on the fourth line, the second to the last and the last line, we specify that Python should write them in different lines. So let's close f.close. Okay, we want to read this time around. Let's read the content. Remember when we read it here, everything was in the same line. It was on the same line. Okay, so let's go back and read this time around and see what how Python has written to the file. Okay. Print. Okay, so see, this is my new channel. The name, this is the first one up to this point, and this is the second one. It's ITBS Media. And when I said now we want to append new line, because we did not specify that it should go to another line, despite the fact that we are appending, it wrote into that file, but on the same line. It continued the line, but this is where we specified append to a new line. Now we want to append to the next line here. So this is exactly showing us that when you want to move to the next line, what you do is put this in the back slash and n. It will move your line to it will move your cursor to the next line, and you can continue writing. Alright, so that's how far we will go. Let me close the file. So we have been able to see how to create a file, how to open the file for write, so be able to write into the file, how to open the file to read the file, how to append. And I said append means you want to write, you don't want to overwrite what is already in the file. You want to add to the content of the file. And The last one is how to move your cursor to the next line and tell Python to start writing from the next line. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe.